Get Guillotine here, and this review is starting out just a little bit different because I haven't actually unboxed Mr. Sludge yet. No, what I usually do when I get a new Transformers, I open it, I play with it a lot, I start planning what I'm going to say for the review, I find out what, how I feel about the figure, and then the next day or so, usually the next day or the next 2 days, I record the review, and that's usually how I go about it. However, Sludge here has had a bit of a bumpy ride with the community. Some people got him and his legs were really floppy, and that is why I actually canceled my original pre-order. I pre-ordered him the second he was available, but then when people started getting him and his legs were all floppy, I canceled it and I decided to pick it back up again when I saw that some people were getting it and his legs weren't floppy anymore. So yeah, floppy joints is a big 100% no for me, man. I don't fucking do floppy joints. They do not, if a figure has floppy joints, I won't want to play with it, which means I probably won't want to keep it. So yeah, I decided to wait on this, and what I'm doing right now is I'm going to open this and see how the joints look on my copy so you guys can see the experience of what I had when it comes to this figure. So hopefully I got one with good joints. That's all I'm fucking hoping for. If not, I'll probably honestly send it back. And I don't know if I'll get a replacement. I don't know. I do really want this figure because I love the look of it. It looks really fun and amazing, especially the Dynamo. The Dynamo looks amazing, but floppy joints is just not okay with me, man. They just, though that's a big bad thing for me. So without further ado, I'm going to get into this because I don't really want to wait anymore. Although I will say the front of the box is absolutely gorgeous. I gotta say, I'm not a fan of the windowless packaging because of the figure swapping capabilities, but I do like that picture. That's pretty cool. All right, here we go. I guess I'll speed this up. Oh, this one feels good. Oh God. Oh gosh. Dog. Oh man, that's. Oh dog. I'm gonna tighten that screw. That didn't do fucking nothing, dude. Not only do his legs feel floppy as fuck, the waist piece. This plastic feels like trash. This feels like knockoff plastic. Oh no. Oh no. This is not good. Oh man, that's really disappointing. The first two Dinobots were glorious. I have seen a lot of tutorials floating around on YouTube on my recommended page saying that it is fixable. I haven't watched any of them, so I'm not sure how complicated they might be, but I might look into that. I don't know, because I think he looks really cool right off the bat, just getting right out of the packaging here. I think he looks really cool. Get that piece in there, that tabs in right there. Yeah, he looks really cool, man, and I don't know, the legs aren't absolutely atrocious. Maybe this is workable. I don't know. Let's try and tighten these screws up a bit. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Because yeah, dude, like seriously, look at these legs. These are like, even like, I know people were saying that it's bad this way. Yeah, it is. Like that's bad. But honestly, this is even worse. Look at that. Oh, ew. Oh man, that's nasty. That's really fucking gross. Oh man. Let's see, does that tab in? Okay, those tab in. I heard some people were having trouble with that. Yeah, I can already tell you he's the worst of the three by far, because neither of the others had anywhere near this kind of bad floppiness, but I'm not hating him so far. I don't know. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it for this video, and I will see you all again after a couple days. I've had this guy, and I will do the proper review. But at the moment, it's not looking good for me, man. It's not looking good for him anyway, for me at least. So. Alright, y'all, so I'm watching this tutorial by Jrc Design, trying to fix these. It seems pretty straightforward. I have, it seems like what you're supposed to do is, it's just these ratchets. These ratchets are compressed too much on a lot of copies of the figure. Mine was one of those, and you need to stretch them back out. So when you take these out, they're going to be kind of compressed if your joints are loose. Of course, you might have gotten lucky, and you can see it's kind of coming back out. Now, he said to also heat them up a little bit with, like, a lighter, and that's a little bit, I don't know if I like the sound of that. I mean, all he did was, like, run it over with a lighter real quick, so I guess I could do that real quick. So he literally just took a torch, or a lighter, and he just went like that, and that's it. And that heated it up a little bit. Okay, so yeah, that makes it more malleable. I see, okay. So you do that, and he was also showing how to fix the hips as well, which is nice, because the hips on mine are also very loose, and apparently it's kind of the same thing. I'm going to do that afterwards, although this hip is fine. Actually, I think my hips are actually good. I think it's just the ones on here. I don't know. I'll fix those later, and then I'll tell you that. I'll put these back, and then see how that feels, and I'll do that. Although I did also see that somebody also went in and put like a foam strip in between these, but I'm just going to go ahead and try this out. Let me see here. That still looks kind of compressed to me. I'm going to go ahead and put that back on, and just try it, because I want them to get really nice and, let's do the lighter again. Like that. Just a little bit. It just helps them get a little bit more malleable, I guess. So you do that. Okay, how about now? Still looks kind of compressed to me. There you go. I don't know how long I'm supposed to let these stay on here for. Okay, so I was doing it with this turn. You really need to like, you really need to like force these things because they are like very rigid plastic. I wouldn't really worry about them breaking them. Don't go too rough on them. But you really do need to like get these things on like a thick screwdriver. So like this little tiny one, this wasn't doing the trick because I put it back together and it didn't do fucking nothing because it didn't get the shape back at all. So now I've got this going on. This still doesn't look 100% to me. This one looks a little bit better. Yeah, this one looks really good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick that one in, put that one back on the screwdriver so that can continue to do that. I'm gonna put. This one looks pretty good, so I'm gonna put that one back in, and we're gonna see what the result is. Okay, y'all, it's legit. I did that, and now this is like much better. Like my hips are definitely still loose. So I'm gonna go in and do the fix that he shows off on this as well, but I'll do that in a bit. But yeah, this is actually like this is beautiful. Look at this. If I hold this, it doesn't do it anymore. Oh my god, that is beautiful. If once I get this fixed, this figure will be absolutely phenomenal, honestly. So yeah, this is legit. So yeah, just take the ratchet off of there, get the shape back using your screwdriver or something like this guy showed. You know, be careful obviously when you do this. If you do this at your own risk, although I gotta be honest, this is not complicated. This is very straightforward. So yeah, so we do that. We get that back in there. Move this out. Plop the leg back on there, bring in the piece, get that on there, bring our screwdriver in. I'm probably gonna speed up all of this. There we go. Get that nice and go back in there. And if it gets limp again, you can always open this back up and do it again. And I saw another tutorial where they actually put some like foam inserts in the piece as well. So I might do that as well. I might pick up some foam and then open this back up and stick some foam pieces in those ratchet joints because that will keep the shape from getting squished down again. So let's see here. So I just fixed that one. So do that. Bring that back up. Bring that back in there. And this way. And that comes up. Okay. So with that, oh my goodness gracious, look at that. Look at that. Oh my god, look at the difference there. Now, yes, my hips are still floppy, but I'm about to press play on this video and see how to fix this as well, and I'll get back to you on that. But yeah, the knees completely, yeah, like that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Like I said, I might get some foam, open these back up and stick some foam there, so I never have to worry about it in the future. But right now, I'm gonna do this fix with the hips as well, and then I will show you guys the result. So now for the hips, you gotta unscrew 2 screws in the back there. Luckily they stay in, so that's good. And then the ratchet pieces are there, and we're basically just gonna pop these out with a knife, and we're gonna do the exact same thing that we did to these ones. So we're gonna come here with a knife, and we're gonna pop these suckers out of there. There we go. There's one, and there's 2. Okay, so yeah, look at these. These are like super uber duper compressed. So what you wanna do is you wanna get them on your screwdriver here. Take my screwdriver and you just want to force them onto there. Be careful though, because you don't get to break and you're already fucked. You're going to do that. Get your torch, light it up. Not too much, obviously, it's plastic. And then you just want to let it rest. And apparently just let it cool, just like that. All this is going to be sped up anyway, so there you have that. Okay, so I've let this been on here for a couple minutes now, and that looks nice and good. So we're going to take that one, pop that one back in there. Easy, said and done. Get in there. Okay, I think these are going to be good now, so we're going to pull these off, and then we're going to stick them back in here. Just like that. Just like that. Boom, there we go. Want to make sure it's this angle. So these little 4 pieces, these little basically like this. You want to have it like, so you want to have it like this. You want to have these 4 little pieces. You want to have those facing down like that, okay? And then we want to bring the legs in here. Make sure we attach them properly. Bring that one in there, and get them tabbed together like that, and then bring them in here. Get them on to the joints there. And then we want to screw them back in. I don't think there's any way to fix the outward movement. That's also very loose on my copy of the figure at least, so I don't think there's any way to fix that. With any luck, he should be able to get in there with any luck. Oh my god, I actually just almost had a fucking orgasm. Look at that. That's beautiful. He's still floppy on the outside, but like I said, I don't think there's unfortunately any way to fix that. Maybe a bit of super glue in there and let it thicken, but I don't know. I'm very pleased though. Look at that, man. Oh, that's beautiful. It takes so much more effort now. He stands up well. Oh, that's gorgeous. Thank you. Huge shout out to Jrc Design. This guy right here. Go give him some love. Go watch that video, man. It's absolutely excellent. Very straightforward. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you, this was actually kind of fun to do. So, yeah, this figure, man, you can get a little project to go with it. It was kind of fun, man. It honestly is kind of fun. I always kind of enjoy opening up the figure, kind of seeing how they work. It's not always like the best thing to do, but when it's like it's necessary to do that in order to like make it work properly, I don't consider it a huge bad thing. So, yeah, there you go. That is the fixed Sludge, and man, this thing is gonna be amazing now because I'll be honest with that was like the only issue I had with this figure. Besides that, he's freaking great. So, I'll particularly return to the review.
Alrighty, and now it is time for the actual review. Now, to clarify my experience when I got this guy in the packaging, legs were extremely floppy, just like people said they were. Yeah, not fun at all. Not fun at all. Did not enjoy that whatsoever. However, fixing them was fun and easy. Looking like I said, go look up that tutorial by Jrc Design. I'll even put a link to it in the description down below because it helped me absolutely immensely. It helped me fix it right up. And once you do that, honestly, it's even a little bit fun. I honestly enjoy doing it. I enjoy tampering with stuff. I used to mod Nerf guns, so I actually kind of enjoyed doing this. It kind of gave me flashbacks to that, so yeah, it was fun to do. Yeah, so that's all done. Once you get all that done, I'm going to be honest, I'm very happy with this figure. I really freaking like him. Like, I really like him. I've had him for a couple days now. I'm finally recording the review, and honestly, I think I might like him more than one of the ones that we have now. I really freaking like this guy. He's a lot of fun. So without further ado, we're going to move forward with this review with the full intention that you know that when I did get him, his legs were floppy. I was not a fan of it. I fixed it, and now we are here. So throughout this review, remember that is what I had. That was my experience with this figure. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Here is Sludge. This head sculpt is god tier. Look at that head sculpt. Look at that freaking head sculpt. Oh my god, that is absolutely glorious. I know, like, Slag, I think, has the best head sculpt of the 3. We'll go into more comparison with that when we get to the comparisons later on in the video, but I think he gets the second place. That looks fucking amazing. I love how amazing that looks. Grimlock's head sculpt is great, but I think they have him beat in that department. Now, I'll spoil right now, once again, just like Slag, he doesn't even come close to Grimlock. Not even fucking close. Grimlock is in a league of its own. And I've been seeing some people saying that Grimlock is the weakest of these three. You're out of your goddamn mind if you think that, okay? That toy is light years above any of these fucking other Studio Series Dinobots, any of the Studio Series 86 figures in general. Studio Series 86 Grimlock is literally one of the greatest Transformer figures that has ever been created in the history of everything. So, yeah. That needs to stop. You're blowing this way out of proportion. Is this guy great? Yes. Is he as good as that figure? Hell no. But the head sculpt is absolutely phenomenal. Moving down, the Autobot logo looks fantastic. I love the molding right here on the torso piece. It looks great. He has like that same molding across the other two Dinobots. Really, really, really good. The arms look fantastic. Big and beefy right there. You have double jointed elbows in the arms, which is great. You have wrist swivel, which is absolutely phenomenal. Love that. You do have a bit of a loose waist right here. I don't know if that's something that can be fixed. I doubt it, but it is a thing. The waist is loose. And admittedly, even after fixing the legs, so if you see, if I give it a good jostle, you can see they're fine. So right now they're fine. If I give this a good thwip like that, yeah, they're gonna move a little bit because I'm putting a ton of force on it. I'm not sure if I'm able to get them any tighter than how I have them right now. I actually, after I showed you guys the experience of that I got while I was fixing him, I opened him again since then, and I even did it a little bit more. I stretched him out. I stretched the ratchets out a little bit more. So I'm not sure if there's any possible way for me to get this any better than it is now. So basically, that's the best you're gonna get it. Now, once again, to show, if you give it just like this is like about the amount you should be giving it, and now it's fine. Before, I could literally do this and it would fucking fall. It was absolutely atrocious. It was literally like unacceptable, unplayable. Now it's a ton better. You can see I can give this a good amount of force before it actually starts going, and the knees are completely good. The knees also, I could move him like this and the knees would just fall down. Now, honestly, you can see the knees aren't moving at all. It's just the hips. So yeah, really huge improvement once you do that fix once you fix his ratchets. So yeah, really, really amazing. Getting back to the articulation, you do have ankle pivot, of course, very, very beautiful right there. You have a little bit, actually pretty much exactly 90 degree right there. He does have a bit of a backpack, and admittedly, I wish these pieces tabbed in place better like that. These are actually kind of annoying. They should, because they should stay like that. That's how they should be staying, but oftentimes they'll just get pushed in like this, and there's nothing that stops them from doing that. So while they should be staying like this, they often will just go like that. So that is something, I don't think it's a huge deal, but it would have been nice if they could have just had like a little detent that it locked into right there. That would have been really nice. That's not really an issue on what's his name? Slag. Slag, his are, you can see Slag's little wings here, they actually hold their position right there. That's what I'm talking about when I say, I wish this guy could like hold their position like that. So that's just a little bit annoying. These do flop quite a bit. So that is that, and I do believe that is it. Now, one thing I do want to mention about this guy, one issue I have with this guy, every single time you put this guy, you just have him stand up on like a table or something, he leans back like that. You can see how much he's leaning back right now. I'm not a fan of that. If you can see right there, he's leaning back quite a good bit, and I'm not a fan of that. I hate the way that looks. The only way to get him to look properly is, and I say properly with big air quotes here, is that you have to bring him down like that so his knees are bent. That looks a little bit better from the front like that, but then you look at him this way and you see that his knees are bent, and that looks weird. And then the other option is to bring his hips forward at one click. Now this is probably the best of the options because it makes his legs still look good, and then he still looks good from the front, but he is also he looks kind of sad now. He looks like he just had like a really bad day at work or something. So yeah, that is something I don't like about this figure. Basically, the legs. The legs on this thing absolutely fucking suck. The transformation's fun. I'm gonna tell you right now, the transformation on this guy's a blast. I think it's my favorite of the three, honestly. I love the transformation. These legs suck. These needed some more time. These legs are horrible. The ratchets were absolutely unacceptable when I got them out of the packaging. Even now, they're still pretty awful, honestly. Like comparing these ratchets, like once again to show, if you give this a good enough thing, these ratchets are still pretty bad. Slag here, pretty good, man. You can see his ratchets are very, very, very nice on the leg. So I don't really know why they decided to take such a downgrade in quality over for Sludge here over the other two. Did they just not think he was as popular as Slag or Grimlock? I mean, honestly, I think Sludge might be one of my personal favorite Dinobots. So yeah, I really wish they had given him more thought. I really wish they had maybe done some more with these ratchet, put a lot more care into it, and the legs as a whole. Everything from the waist up, besides the floppy wings, pretty much perfect, honestly. Really, really cool. I mean, it looks fantastic, and like I said, the transmission is an absolute blast. The legs are really where the issues with this figure are, is these legs, these floppy, annoying legs. And another thing, I have to bring this up as well. The way this guy transforms is he utilizes a bit of a joint that makes his legs go in like this, and there's nothing that stops it from doing that. So his legs also constantly want to do stuff like this. So they're also extremely loose this way. So they're extremely loose these way, and they're extremely loose this way. Not good. Like I said, the problems with this figure is this area right here. This is where the issues are coming from. Now, with that being said, I think we can go ahead and move on, since I've already pretty much talked about this in depth multiple times. You do get one accessory with this guy. You get his gun, and honestly, I think his gun is very, very cool. You can see it kind of has like a Nerf accessory right here. You can see you have like a rail there and like a Nerf gun scope on there. I don't know. The whole thing kind of looks like a Nerf gun, honestly. There you go. Very, very cool, though. It is blast effect compatible. I didn't bring a blast effect out, but it's definitely blast effect compatible. It's just a 5mm peg, so yeah, it looks great. I like this piece as well. This has great storage in the alt mode as well. However, not really any in the robot mode. I guess you can kind of sit it up there in the bucket, and you could do that, or I guess you could maybe like wedge it back here. You could just kind of wedge it back there. So yeah, that works, I guess. It holds in there, not amazingly, but you can do that. That does unpeg the dino head, though. You can see there is actually a tab and a slot that locks that in place right there. So yeah, I don't know. There's not really a good place to store this. However, of course, we can just have him hold it, and he actually does look very cool holding it. So yeah, I'll just leave it in his hand. It's no big deal. I think he looks super, super cool like that. Super awesome. And with that, let's get into the comparisons, because definitely one of the big selling points and one of the best things about this figure is how he looks with the other two Dinobots. So here are the comparisons.
And for comparison, first off, we're just going to bring in Slag at first. We're going to bring Grimlock in a second, but these two figures I would say are about on par. I would call, objectively, I would say that Slag is a little better. I think he just feels better, his plastic feels better, his joints feel way more solid, definitely a superior figure, and unlike Slag, this guy actually stands up straight. Well, for the most part, he does actually have a bit of an issue in that department as well, but definitely nowhere near as bad as Sludge. You can see Sludge is literally like leaning forward a little bit, and he's even like, he has like this, like if we bring him back on his standard leg, oh my god, it's so difficult because they're so loose, look at that. You can see how much he's leaning back here, compared to Slag, who is standing very straight. So, there you have that. Now, we're gonna move them over to the side, and we're gonna bring in Grimlock, and dude, there is no comparison between these two figures and this one. These two figures are not fit to lick the dog shit from this figure's shoes, man. Comparing these two figures to this is like saying Kaguya-sama Love is War is as good as Attack on Titan. Like, no, it's not. You're going way too far there. It is a very good figure. You have a great figure and a great figure, and then you have literally one of the best toys ever made in the past, like, 5 years. This figure is on an entire other playing field from these, especially, like, bringing just in Sludge here. Let's look at the comparisons here. So, on Sludge here, we have this awful, like, freaking pose right here that's literally impossible to get him on. Meanwhile, Grimlock stands absolutely perfectly and looks incredible. We also have absolutely perfect joint tolerances on Grimlock. You can see just how amazing he poses, how good he feels, how sturdy and heavy this guy feels. He feels absolutely incredible. Transformation is super smooth. While it's not quite as fun, I would say, because these just do more, well, not him, he's not fun at all. This one just does a lot more stuff, there's a lot more things happening right here, especially with what goes on with the legs. This is definitely, like, more intuitive. This can get in the way of itself. Like, this piece, this is not built to, like, swing around properly. This guy, there's not a single step of this transformation that fights you even remotely. So there you go. That's the last thing I'm gonna say about it. If you really do like these two figures more than this one, I get it. Maybe they're more fun for you. I can absolutely see that. You know, he's a really amazing figure, but is he the most extravagant? Is he the most unique toy in the world? No, he's not. These are certainly more unique. These are doing more unique things, but that does not make them on the same playing field as this thing. So that's the final thing I'm gonna say. Let's do some more comparisons. All right, here he is with the Deluxe Earthrise Wheeljack. Mine has an upgrade kit, keep that in mind, but there you have that. Here he is with the Earthrise Optimus Prime, looking fantastic. Here he is with the Leader Class Ultra Magnus, and yeah, I mean, he's a big boy. I don't think I need to say that. He's a very, very big boy. Definitely got that part of his price tag down. Here he is with the Commander Class Rodimus. And last but not least, here he is with his wave mate, Junkeep. Yeah, he looks absolutely spectacular with the other Dinobots, and on his own too, he looks awesome. Like the look of this figure is not the problems with this figure, not at all. I mean, look how freaking sick this guy looks, man. That head sculpt, absolutely gorgeous. Everything about this guy looks amazing. The legs look awesome. It's just the feel of them that's kind of a little bit yeah. And I'm noticing here that okay, yeah. So never mind, whatever. I was gonna say something, but it's stupid, so I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, they have that. Let's get into the transformation. Like I said, this is my favorite transformation of the three, even over Grimlock. Grimlock is still the best figure by far because he has the best of the modes, but his transformation super enjoyable, super fun. I like it quite a bit. So here's his transformation. which is more than you can say about Slag. Slag's transformation is not absolutely atrocious, but there's nothing about it that's really fun, per se. Alrighty, transformation. Now, on one hand, this is one of the things that made me really change my mind on this figure for the better. On the other hand, I am really not looking forward to seeing how this is going to work in in my little cramped review station here, because a lot of things happen here. But let's just get into it. First off, we're going to pull off the gun here, and let's just, let's get into it. Let's start off with the top here. So first thing what I want to do is we're going to rotate the hand this way, and then push it in just like that. Do the same thing on this side, bring that in, push that in like that. And then I like to bring the arms up like he's giving a nice hooray. Then we're going to untab these pieces from here. These very lightly tab in right there. We can detach that from that piece, and then we can take the entire torso piece, open this up. We're going to fold the head down, and then we're going to bring these pieces out, which is going to give us clearance to swivel out these dino legs right here. So bring that up like that. Do the same thing on this side, just like that. Get that out of the way, just like that. And we're going to bring that up so we have clearance to do the legs. Now we're going to rotate the waist around. We're going to untab the tail pieces right here. We're going to take these feet pieces. These are going to come up, and you want to have them just like that so that they are symmetrical like that. So the big old cube like that. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side, just like that. And now for the fun part. So now we're going to come back here. We're going to open this piece up on both sides, just like that. And then we're going to bring these out, and you can see why I said I might not have enough space to show all this, but there you go. And then you want to bring these down, and they are on a little slider. You can see the way they are. You just want to slide them along this rail, just like that. So you want to have that outcome. We're going to do the same thing on this side. And this is why those legs do that weird thing where they move in a little bit. So that's what that's for. And at this point, we can tab the legs together, just like so. I'm going to get all that, do like that. And then we have to go ahead and flip this whole piece in, bring it back around. And then we have to push on his very weak knees and just get them in like that. And then you have a little slot right there that is going to go into a little tab right there in the foot. It's going to be that tab. You can see the tab right there is just going to go into that slot right there. So you're going to bring that up and just work that in there, and it's really easy. It kind of just finds its way in all by itself, just like that. And then you want to bring it down, and you also have a slot and a tab that goes into the cross piece right there. So you want to bring that down, get that piece just like that, and get that tabbed in just like that. Now at this point, that's pretty much the only frustrating part of this transformation. And I wouldn't even call it frustrating. It's just a little bit less fun than the rest of it, because the rest of this is super cool. So now you want to bring these all the way down so you can have full clearance to swing the tail in, tab the tail together, and then bring these pieces up and tab them together. Actually, wait, we want to do that yet. Actually, I think we want to rotate this piece around, and then we want to get these legs out of the way, which is going to allow us to fold this piece down. And then on either side here, you have slots that are going to tab into right there, into that little gray section right there. So you want to get all that tabbed in place just like that, and then we can go back to that. So bring these legs down, and then we want to take these pieces, you're going to double hinge them in, and same on this side, you're going to tab them together just like that, so that creates that. At this point, you want to fold this entire panel up here, then you want to make sure this tab together, bring this down, and then you just kind of want to push on these, little tab right there, and you want to push on these, they're actually pretty pliable, and just push on them on both sides, and that's going to allow you to get them past that and into a little tab that's going to hold them in place, and then these pieces will just lock in place right up there, and they lock together very, very solidly. At this point, you can bring the head up, and you can see this just going to fully put in right there. Feels absolutely phenomenal once you do it. And last but not least, you want to rotate the back legs around just like that. And there you have the absolutely glorious Dino mode. And I'm going to spoil it right now. This is my favorite thing about this figure, so take it away, me.
I'm just gonna say, if you thought this review has been pretty negative so far, it's about to take a huge turn, because this is everything. This is everything. Look at this Dino mode. This is my favorite of all three of the Dino modes between the three we have so far. This is glorious. I have no complaints with this whatsoever, aside from maybe that you do have a bit of a hollow gap down there, but honestly, like, I don't fucking give a shit. This is like the kibble on the back of Studio Series Galvatron. I don't care. This right here is everything. This is everything. This is my dog. Look at this thing, dude. Do I even need to say it? How amazing does this thing look? Look at the color separation, the perfect breakup they have here. This is glorious, man. Absolutely glorious. The dark gray, the silver, the red, the gold. Absolutely extravagant. He literally, like, I picked this guy up and he legitimately feels like a football. That's what I feel when I pick this guy up. He feels like a freaking football. Like I can just chuck him across the fucking world, man. I absolutely adore this alt mode. This actually could possibly be my favorite alt mode of the year so far, man. It is just, it's glorious. What more do I need to say, man? This is just absolutely incredible. And the articulation is great, too. You have a swivel at the neck, which is fantastic. You have opening jaw right there, which is absolutely phenomenal. You have up and down movement at the head, so he can eat some grass if you want to. You have some forward and back on these legs. These swivel. These go up and down right there. And then the back legs are just the arms, so they have tons of movement. You can bring them out, bring them back. You have kind of a, you have a bit of a double jointed bend here, so you can even get some pretty deep little poses right there. This is just an absolutely glorious alt mode. I cannot say that hard enough. And it locks together so satisfyingly, so well. That is this figure's absolute, like, biggest triumph, is just how amazing this Dino mode feels. Because nothing feels like it's jangly. Nothing feels out of place. It locks together so well. I love the way this leg works, how that piece comes down. All that locks together, man. Brilliant. And then this piece up here as well. Hey, you have that opening there, and this just seamlessly comes up, fills that whole piece in. Man, it's like putting together a puzzle, man. Nothing more satisfying than transforming this freaking figure, man. Absolutely glorious. I really cannot say enough amazing things about this alt mode. You can also store the gun in the bottom here. You have two little slots down here in the feet where you can store the gun right there, which looks fantastic. You can see it's barely even noticeable from the top. You can kind of see it back there, but I think this looks good. People complaining about how the way about the way that Grimlock stored his gun in alt mode. Man, I thought that was really clever, really good weapon storage, and I think the same about this one. I think this is good. Like, you people say, like, oh, why is it just hanging down there? Would you rather it just plug onto the top or on the fucking legs? Because, oh, guess what? You can do that if you want to. You have a little plug right there. So if you really want those awful freaking weapon storage, there you go. There you have that. Hasbro goes and engineers this beautiful little spot for you to store the gun, and you people just complain. What the hell is wrong with you guys sometimes? Sometimes this community does really piss me off. I'm just gonna fucking say that. But I think this alt mode is near flawless. I love it to death. I think it's absolutely glorious. And yeah, favorite of all three of the Dinobot alt mode so far. Absolutely phenomenal. Literally, like this speaks for itself. I can't even say anything else about it. It's literally perfect. 2 thumbs up. And for comparison, let's bring them in. We're not going to waste any time this time. There's Slag, and here is Grimlock. Now, I will be honest with you. When it comes to exclusively this mode, we're not talking about the robot mode, the transformation, exclusively this mode, the alt mode. I will say Grimlock is my least favorite of these three. He's pretty much perfect the way he looks, but I do think these two look a lot cooler, and they feel a lot cooler as well. Like, these are just a lot more interesting figures compared to this guy. Now, this is an amazing Dino mode, but if we are talking exclusively about the Dino mode, I do actually think these two modes have this beaten that. However, I am someone who values the entire Transformer figure. I found that out after getting Studio Series Boeing movie Soundwave and being extremely disappointed with it because I only liked one thing about it. I have really come to know that I very much value transformation and everything about it. Alt mode, robot mode, and transformation. That is very crucial for me to get all that. And in my opinion, these two do not even come close to beating this guy in terms of his transformation and his robot mode. Their transformations are certainly more interesting, but like you saw with freaking Sludge here, there's there's some clearance issues every now and then, and kind of getting all those pieces around. It's not the most fluid task in the world. Is it fun? Yes, it's fun. It doesn't really feel like you're having a bad time while you're doing it, but it is not anywhere near as intuitive and straightforward as Grimlock. Grimlock is just so perfect. You know, you bring that piece down, you fold the legs around, you close them up, and then you pop the lid open. Like, that is the most satisfying piece of transformation I've ever seen in my life. Now, talking about these guys, I don't know if I've ever seen a better team in my life. These three look fucking incredible together, and I cannot wait to get Snarl. Snarl is the next one on the docket. He is the next one coming out, and then hopefully Swoop will come after that. I think these three look absolutely fucking exceptional together. Like, exceptional is not good enough. These three are literally god tier together, man. They look fucking phenomenal, and I wish I had the space to display them like this. Unfortunately, my Autobot shelf is very, very crowded, and there's not anywhere near enough space to display them like this, especially Mr. Sludge here, who really takes up like a huge amount of space. He's very long, but yeah, this is glorious, man. This is really glorious. And if you need some other comparisons, here's Earthrise, Optimus Prime, which might not be in perfect scale, but whatever. And there is Blur right there. So there you go. There you have your comparisons. Before we move into the final thoughts, I absolutely have to showcase one of this guy's hidden features. So there's actually a secret third mode with this figure, because it turns out you can actually completely flip his head away, bring this back up, and you might be saying, now you have a headless Sludge. And now you can take the Dino mode head, bring that up, swivel the head around, and you have this. I don't have a name for it. I could not show this off. Look at this. This had to have been intentional. Look at this. It's just too perfect. It's just too freaking perfect, man. This absolutely had to have been intentional. And I mean, what more do you want from me, man? Crawling in my skin. I don't know, man. I had to show that. And getting into my final thoughts on Sludge. Now, I will be honest, objectively, this is easily the worst of the three. No questions asked. He has got way more issues than both of the other two combined. There's no doubt about it. Slag is my personal least favorite of the three, but he is definitely the objectively in just about every department, the worst of the three. Because Slag feels fantastic. He's got great joints, amazing feeling figure. The transformation's not anywhere near as fun as the other two. He definitely is the worst transformation, but he's definitely better than this objectively. Like I said, objectively is the key word here. Even though I do think he's 100% the worst one of the three, he's my second favorite. I like him more than Slag because I don't know, I enjoy this guy. I think he's a lot of fun. I really enjoy I enjoy the robot mode aside from these awful legs, because they really are a pain in the ass. Although, right now, he's actually looks like he's standing properly. So, let's see here. Nope, he's still leaning back. Yep. So, that should prove it right there. He has got way more issues than both of the other two combined. So, he is objectively the worst of the three. But I like him more than Slag. I find him more fun. I love his alt mode. I think his alt mode is one of the best of the year so far, honestly. It's absolutely glorious. Really have zero negatives whatsoever about the alt mode. All of the negatives are in the robot mode, and it's all basically just this bottom part down here, and these floppy wings as well. Just definitely objectively the worst of the three. Absolutely no question about it. But but I really, really like him. I honestly really, really like him. I think this is definitely going to be one that you're going to have to sit on. You're going to have to think about this figure. Don't actually sit on him. You're going to have to think about this one a little bit before you purchase him. You need to really consider whether you want this guy or not, whether you want to deal with those legs, whether you're comfortable opening him up to fix that. Like I said, very straightforward, very easy. Just follow the tutorial and you'll be absolutely fine. But you know, obviously do that at your own risk as well. This really is one you're gonna have to consider a lot. If you want him, if you're looking at him, you're like, yeah, he looks fucking dope as fuck, I'm definitely gonna go get him. I'm almost positive you will have a blast with him. You'll enjoy the hell out of him. But I really can say that this is definitely one of the more flawed figures that Hasbro has released in quite a few years. So, yeah, I'd say that he's certainly not anywhere near the travesty or the train wreck as like Earthrise RC or anything like that. But objectively, I do think he has got more problems than quite a few of the recent Transformer figures. So that's that. I definitely love him though. I really cannot deny it. I love him. So my opinion on this guy is that he's absolutely glorious and he's 100% worth it. But objectively, I do think he has got quite a few flaws holding him back. And for that reason, even though I want to give him an S+, because I really do love this guy. Actually, I would give him an S here. I would not give him an S+. I really do love this guy. I expect him to land on my I do definitely expect him to be on my top 10 figures of 2022 list. But objectively, I really do think he's got quite a few problems. And for that, I'm going to hit him with an A-. That is definitely the grade I feel comfortable giving this guy. No higher than that. Any figure that you literally is like required to open him up and fix him before you can actually enjoy him to the full extent, that definitely is going to take you down quite a few pegs. Now, again, it's fun and easy, but still got to do it. You still got to do it, and that's definitely not something that should be the case. The figure should work properly right out of the box. That is absolutely not really something you can excuse, especially on a fucking $55 figure like this one, man. We pay so much money for these figures now, Hasbro, and I'm happy with the figures. Like, I don't mind paying the money for them if they are worth the price. And overall, I would say this guy, while worth the price, had a few things that really made me kind of be like, do I want to return him and get my money back? Just a few things. Didn't last long. I really did fall in love with him pretty fast, but there you go. I've pretty much said my piece on him. There you have it. That is my final thoughts on Studio Series 86 Sludge. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below, what is your opinion on Studio Series 86 Sludge? Do you agree with my opinion or do you not agree? Hey, if you think he's the best of the three, whatever, that's on you. I think you're crazy. I don't think he even comes anywhere close to Grimlock. I do like him more than Slag, but I don't think he fucking even touches Grimlock. He's not even breathing the same air as Grimlock. No figure in the past year and a half is breathing the same air as Studio Series 86 Grimlock. That figure is literally a masterpiece figure shrunken down. You people are blowing this way out of proportion. Without further ado, though, thank you for watching. Subscribe for more Transformer reviews. And this is Guillotine, signing out.